Hey guys, look at this question and its answers. You know that prepositions are really difficult and confusing because most of the time they have no logic to what preposition you should use. So it is easy to make lots of mistakes. But learning prepositions help you to communicate effectively, confidently, powerfully, and get a higher score in any English exams. So let's get started learning these mistakes. The first mistake that most people make is to be good in something. No, that is wrong. You are good at something. For example, I'm good in math. That is wrong. I'm good at math. Next one is go to home. Go to home. This is the most common mistake that every English learners make. They say, I wanna go to home. I wanna go to home. Wanna is the contraction form of want to. They say, I wanna go to home. Or I want to go to home, which is wrong. We don't have any preposition to here. We should just say, I wanna go home. Or I want to go home. Don't say I wanna go to home. That is wrong. I live in number 5 Oxford Street. I live in number 5 Oxford Street. This is a very common mistake that most people make. But the correct way is I live at number 5 Oxford Street. At. We use at, preposition at here. Another mistake is to say don't worry for doing something. The correct way is to say don't worry about doing something. Okay? For example, don't worry for the exam. That is wrong. You should say don't worry about something. Hey, my friend, don't get stressed. Don't worry about that. It is nothing. It is easy. Another confusing mistakes are for and since. For is used when you want to talk about amount of time. For example, I've worked as a teacher for 2 years. This is an amount of time. Since is used when you want to talk about the starting time of doing something. For example, I'm working as a teacher since 2022 and I'm still a teacher. On time or in time. This is the mistake that most people think they are the same. Actually, they have different meanings. On time means you're not late. For example, I arrived on time. It means I was not late. You can also say I arrived exactly on 10 o'clock, not later, not earlier. That is on time. In time means there's still time to do something. I arrived in time. This example means when I arrived, there was still time left. For example, I arrived at the school in time. Or I arrived on 9:50 o'clock, 10 minutes was remaining. This is in time. The next mistake is arrive to. Arrive to. Some people say, I arrived to London. This is not correct. The correct way is to say, I arrived in London. I arrived in London. So with cities and countries we use in. I arrived in Canada. But with the specific places we use at. Like I arrived at my friend's house. Or I arrived at school. Or I arrived at some specific places. Okay? Number 8 is discussing about something. That is not correct. We talk about something or we discuss something. There is no preposition. For example, we discussed the issue of climate change or we talked about the issue of climate change. Number 9 is buy food. Buy food. Also, this one is not correct. You go somewhere on foot, not by foot. I didn't get the bus. I went there on foot. Number 10 is on the picture. On the picture. Here, instead of on, you should use in. For example, what can you see in the picture? Number 11, have you ever been in England? Have you ever been in America, for example? This is not also correct. The correct way is to say, have you ever been to England? Have you ever been to America? Number 12 is to get married with somebody. But you can't marry with somebody. You get married to somebody. For For example, Jack got married to Mary. Jack got married to Mary. Number 13, to insist to do something. To insist to do something. No. To insist on doing something. For example, he insisted on paying for my coffee, or he insisted on playing football. Number 14, he doesn't listen me. He doesn't listen me. No, he doesn't listen to me. He doesn't listen to me. Hey guys, I have something to say. Listen to me. Okay, listen to me. I recommend you to study English. No, this is not correct. I recommend that you should study English. This is correct. I recommend you that you should study English. On traffic lights. No, you should say at the traffic lights. For example, go straight and turn left at the next traffic lights. At the next traffic lights. And TV? No, on TV. For example, I watched this amazing show last night on TV. No, in TV. The same goes with internet. I watched this video on the internet. No, in the internet. To depend off something. No, to depend on something. For example, I like to go out, but it depends on how I feel. Don't say it depends off how I feel. It depends on how I feel. Prefer than. Prefer than. I prefer apples than oranges. No. I prefer apples to oranges. Similar as. No. Similar to. For example, you are similar as your brother. This is not correct. You should say, you are similar to your brother. Number 21, to wait something. Actually, you don't need preposition to there. Just say, wait for something. For example, I told you to wait for me. No, that is wrong. I told you that, wait for me. Don't say, I told you that to wait for me. I told you that, wait for me. This is correct. Mistake number 22 is enter to. I entered to the home. I entered to the building. No, I entered the home. I entered the building. You don't need any preposition here. Okay guys, we are at the end of this video. I hope you found this video helpful. You know that learning English takes a lot of time and efforts. Be patient and keep going on. See you soon in the next video. Have a nice time. Goodbye.